when I first got there, me and Adam Karanua and Ricky Tillmouth rocked up to the house, and that afternoon I rung up Matty Matt. He was the only one with the car, and we made him drive straight to Bunnings. Went straight to Bunnings, bought a backboard, bought a big pole, bolted it all together, went straight to Rebel Sport, bought a basketball ring, and mate, my basketball ring was up before anything else done. So then the next, I think it was the Sunday, we walked in for a bit of a meeting or a bit of a get-together. Everyone got together, and I just obviously finished playing basketball, and he goes, we've got training, we've got a meeting. I said, all right. So I jumped in and grabbed the basketball and walked in, and yeah, and it was one of those things, mate, a bit of folklore now, but yeah, it's definitely not a myth, mate, it was true.
Robert Walls was the coach during those days. Now, he's regarded as a very strict disciplinarian, while you were the laid-back territory kid. How was your relationship with Wallsy?
Oh, fantastic. I think he's still, to this day, the best coach I've ever had. Look, he was hard, but he was a very fair man at the same token. So I got away with a few things, but he made me pay for it in different ways, and which, made me learn. It took me 2 or 3 years to really get a grasp of it, but I knew what I could get away with and what I couldn't. And then I suppose, by the age of 22, 21, 22, after, 3 years in the league, you sort of get a bit more mature, and, your teammates start to recognise that as well. And, they start saying, hey, you've got to do the right things, and, you all come along and get a bond together, and you'll, sort of go in one direction, and that sort of happened, drafting all of us at that time, because Wolsey sort of took a new leap and said, don't worry about the delisted blokes and all these old fogies. We're going to get some new young talent, and let's just work with them and see what happens over the years. And obviously, the fruition, what he sort of started, came through, and John Northey and Lee Matthews, John Northey continued it, and Lee Matthews actually got the fruits of the labour.
Who were some of your favourite blokes at the club on and off the field?
Oh, look, definitely off the field, you had the Pikeys and the Chris Johnson, Bo McDonald, those sort of types, Ash McGrath. And, obviously when Jared Brenner came along, obviously I was a bit of an idol of his, so we were sort of peas in a pod sort of thing and got around. But then you had Daniel Bradshaw, Justin Lepich, fantastic blokes off the field. And look, the godfather in the early days was Michael McLean, so he got us all together and rounded us all up and did little things like that. So they were a real fantastic bunch. But on the field, like Nigel Lappin's most probably, I sort of regard him as the best player I've played with at the club. He's just a unique specimen, inside, outside, mark the ball, do whatever you want. So, and obviously I had a chance of playing with greats like Bossy and Brown and those sort of types. But, Simon Black, Jason Ackermanis, we had 3 Brownlow medalists. So there's a lot of good players in that side, Someone like a Chris Scott, very underrated, but one of the toughest blokes to sort of walk around. And then you go up the other end where you got a Craig McRae who doesn't get much kudos, but, he's most probably one of the best small forwards in the game, but never ever got an All-Australian, things like that. So we had a very complete side. So it's really hard to, pick those players on the field, but I regard, most probably Lapp and Black as the best I've played with.